Hello, and welcome to another day on the channel. My name is RNJesus, and today we'll be doing some more Sealed Dominaria United, as monthly qualifiers will be coming up soon. It's time to get some good practice in, so here, let us open our 6-packs and see what we get. Okay, our rare, some powerful ones are Drag to the Bottom, pretty good board wipe. Shivan Devastator, really strong card, scales up at all times. Temporal Firestorm, great board wipe. Herd Migration, great, just 7 mana, create 5 3/3s, and then you can also discard it to fix your mana and gain some life. Rith, a very powerful dragon, can just create an army by itself. And then it's really hard to beat with the ward too. And then Academy Lore Master, a very unplayable card just because it's symmetrical. If it was only to yourself, it would be great. But because of the symmetry, it's not that great. So let's look at our pulls and see what kind of commons we're working with. Okay. So white doesn't seem the greatest. Like Faith Bonder, Sleeper Agent, Destroy Evil, a Vanguard maybe. Love Song's just a 3-mana 1/1 bird and 2 counters. I don't think that's worth it, really, because we don't want to give our opponent cards. Mesa Cavalier, Stall for Time, and 2 Phalanx. That's our white. Our blue is Combat Research, Pixie Illusionist, Rona's Vortex, Impulse. I guess 1 MP Momentum's fine. Protect the Negotiators, Academy Wall, Espionage, Tellurian Geyser, and 2 Terrors. 2 Terrors looks pretty good. In black, we have Battlefly Swarm, Herb War Repossession, 2 Splatter Goblins, Tribute, a Rager. Braid's Fight Return is fine. Drag to the Bottom, Extinguish the Light, and 2 Phyrexian Warhorses. Okay, but our red's looking pretty good. We have Branch Rider, Infantry, Fires of Victory, Furious Bellow, Goblin Picker, Lightning Strike, Twin Inferno, Kavu, Keldon Strike Team, Coalition War Brute, Dragon Whelp, Firenado, Firestorm. Molten Monstrosity, I guess, is fine. It definitely works well with the Tellurian Terror. So most of the time, like, we have a 3-power creature. This will cost like 5 mana, 5/5 trample. Would rather have a Devastator. And in green, we've got Florious Vine Wall, Snare Spinner, 2 Root Wallas, a Terra Sunder, 2 Vine Shipper Prodigies, Bog Badger, Hydromance looks pretty good, Hexbane Tortoise, Managroth Sentry, Territorial Marrow, Elfhame Worm, and Herd Migration. Okay, not bad. And then our 2 color cards are Baird, Rada. Urg is not very good. Ellis Ilkor and Garna. And our fixing is 2 Molten Tributaries, a Haunted Mire, 2 Tangled Islets, and a Grotto. Well, that's not the greatest fixing in the world. So I don't think we want to play white. We might splash it, but for like Rith, but I think that'll be it. So let's just cut all the white cards. Except for Rith. I guess, what is our blue looking at? Like, what do we have in blue? Oh yeah, cut the Ellis Ilkor. We've got Rona's Vortex is like the main card in Geyser, and the Double Terror. But those aren't really that worth it, so we can cut all the blue. Sorry about the lag, I'm not really sure what's going on with that. And then, if we're cutting blue, Vine Shaper Prodigies aren't worth it, since they're just 2-mana 2/2s. So I don't hate blue, black, or black, red, green. Have like light splash for terror. since we have the Tangled Islets and Molten Tributaries, and plus we do have Herd Migration for domain stuff. And we can also help splash Rith. Even play like Meteorite and Automatic Librarian are playable. Add all of the lands. Yeah, looks pretty good. Now we just have to make a lot of cuts. So let's see. Electrostatic Infantry seems fine when we can fetch blue or get blue mana online for it. Like, it's early removal, and then late game you can kick it to draw a card and like kill a small creature. But it's mostly going to be for early game. Battlefly Swarm. Our 1-drops aren't great, but our 2-drops are pretty stacked. Snare Spinner's pretty filler. I don't think we're going to be a Twin Inferno deck. Although it would be really cool with Herd Migration. Copy a Herd Migration, get like 10 3/3s and just kill your opponent. I like Morrow in this deck, especially with like 2 board wipes with Drag to the Bottom and Temporal Firestorm that both care about damage / power and toughness. So this will just be big enough to survive both. Braid's Firewall for return is fine. Is this really what we want to do? No, we don't really want to sacrifice creatures for just a small amount of value. And we're not an Electrostatic Infantry deck, so we can cut that. Goblin Lockpicker, Goblin Picker. I don't know why Lockpicker. I'm just back in Ravnica. I always call it Ravinica, but my friends tell me it's Ravnica. I know they're right, but I just say that to piss them off. Anyway, Goblin Picker is fine. But I think we might have like enough to do late game that I don't think we need the Picker. Like, we've got Root Wallas, we've got Devastator, Rager, draw a card, you've got board wipe after board wipe. You've got like big spells like Temporal Firestorm, Fire Nado, Herd Migration. Bog Badger. I mean, it's a 3-mana 3/3 that can give like all of my beasts menace. I guess we can cut like one of the Warhorses. Keldon's Strike Team, I think, is an easy cut. What else? Yeah, I guess the Phyrexian Warhorse is just a 3-mana 3/3 that has a sacrifice outlet, but without Kicker, it's not very good, so we'll just cut that. Cut one Splatter Goblin. Like, it's a fine early creature for blocking, but that's about it. And then we can also cut the Furious Bellow, since we're less likely to use it for aggressive reasons. Urborg Reposition, just a 2-for-1. Vishino Branch Rider is fine, but that's more for an aggressive deck, which we seem to be a little more controlling, even though we have Garna and Rada, which are both pretty aggressive cards. I would prefer to be a bit more controlling in this deck. So, yeah, just cut the Branch Rider. What else? I guess the Hexbane Tortoise. Kind of sad as a 3-mana 3/2. Automatic Librarian gets a Scry and is colorless, which is pretty good. Yeah, let's cut the Automatic Librarian. Do you have any more lands that we can add? No? Okay. So the only way we can splash Rith at the moment is find a white source off of Florist Vinewall, which it's pretty deep. Meteorite. And channeling Herd Migration. And then finding our 1-planes / and our Crystal Grotto. Okay, there are a few ways. But we prefer to cast Herd Migration rather than channel it, so... Oh well. What else do we got? Cut one Root Walla? Yeah, okay. Maybe cut a 4-drop here. Coalition Warbrew is more of an aggressive card than we would like. And we'd like to lean a little less on the cards that don't do anything in the later game, since we have a bunch of board wipes. So, yeah, let's cut Splatter Goblin. Flowstone Kavu is just going to be a blocker early game and then before we board wipe. Maybe we cut a 5-drop, since our 5-drop slot is pretty filled at the moment, but they're all so good. Even, like, Meteorite's fine in this deck, because it helps splash, and is a sort of removal spell. I like the Terrors. Like, how many instant sorcerers do we have? 10, so it's not amazing. But they're big creatures. They're fine. Magnaroth Sentry's pretty vanilla creature. We can cut that. And a Dragon Whelp in a non-2-color deck doesn't seem the greatest. And then 2 more cuts. Flowstone Kavu. Like, doesn't do anything later game is the problem. Yeah, let's cut the Flowstone Kavu. And then 1 more cut. Probably 1 Terror. Nah. Not yet, anyway. Garna. We prefer for our creatures to attack and die in combat that way, but we're not as aggressive, so I think we cut Garna. And yeah, this looks like a very interesting build of a deck. It's like base Jund, splashing white for Rith, and splashing blue for Terror. And also just kicker stuff and whatever. We've got a lot of blue kicker with Tribute to Urborg, Fires of Victory, Elvish Hydromancer, and Temporal Firestorm. But yeah, that is the deck. If you enjoyed the content, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. It means a lot to me. And don't forget to hit the little bell to get notifications on when I post videos. And I will see you all in round 1. On the draw here, this hand is missing red and another black source for Extinguish the Light. We can only cast Hydra. Yeah, I think we mulligan this hand. Okay, this is a little better. We can bottom Extinguish, because that requires double black. We're more likely to find a red source, as I was gonna say, until we drew the black source. Magic gods, why do you curse me this way? They play a Knight of Dust Shadow. We'll play a Florious Vine Wall. Go get a red source. And pass. They Keldon Strike Team. Yikes. Well, Rager to block the Strike Team, I guess. Urborg Repossession, pretty good. They swing with the Knight. We won't block because they can pump. Which they still pump. And we take 4. That is not... That's scary. Well, we'll just play a Sunbathing Root Walla. And... swing for 2. This will incentivize them more to use their Knight of Dust Shadow ability again. Moves combat. Swing with the Knight. No blocks. Activate again, sure. And activate again. We will Fires of Victory it, killing it. So we waste their entire turn. And then a Meteorite will fall down on your Strike Team. Oops. Sorry, not sorry. Swing. Pass the turn. And then we can get this Elfheim Worm onto the battlefield. They just concede. They might have been missing a color or something since they're not doing anything. On to the next game. On the draw, this hand is a little slow, but it has Temporal Firestorm, and if we can get some red mana, this hand looks pretty sweet. So we'll try it. If we're an aggro deck, we're going to be punished for sure, but let's hope and pray that that's not true. Terra Sunder is a good removal spell. Okay, nothing from them yet. Good sign. Just play like an automatic librarian here so we can Terra Sunder it. Nope, just a Gibbering Barricade. Fine with me. This exile target artifact or enchantment. This is not an artifact or enchantment, right? Yeah. Drag to the bottom. Fine, board wipe. But we only have 2 basic land types in play and another swamp. Wow, that is a lot of swamp. How many swamps did I add to this deck? I didn't pay attention much to the mana base, so who knows, could be a lot. We just pass and draw a red source. Cool, perfect, just in time. We want to run out Shivan Devastator or wait? It is a dragon for Rith, which is kind of cute. Let's just pass the turn. We're a pretty slow deck. We can just wait. Just pass the turn, hold up our removal spells. They play planes. Into Aaron. Benalia's Ruin. Yeah, that's a card. And since we have ways to kick the Fires of Victory, I think we just Terra Sunder the Aaron. If we find blue mana, kicking this is so much better. And with the pretty full grip, Fires of Victory should be able to kill anything. We draw a Hydromancer, but we don't really feel like casting it. And I think I want to hold the Shivan Devastator till it can get out of range of my Temporal Firestorm. Or drag to the bottom. They play a Night of Light's Dawn. And they just pass. So we'll take our turn. Temporal Firestorm looks pretty good. I mean, not yet, though. We'll just pass. Drag to the bottom gives -4/-4, so we could Shivan Devastator and have it still live. But I think we'd rather wait. Pass the turn. And if we really need to, we can Fires of Victory. Otherwise, we'll just like Temporal Firestorm next turn or drag to the bottom. They found blue mana. They swim with the knight. We cannot block. If they just pump it 3 times, I am all fine by that because we can punish them harshly. Pass. They play an Aether Channeler. Bounce my Rager. Bounce my Rager. Come on, I know you want to bounce my Rager. Oh. Fine. I'll probably board wipe now. Yeah. Temporal Firestorm or drag? Let's drag, since Temporal Firestorm technically does more here. And we get to also hold up our Fires of Victory. So everything will die here. They're going to sacrifice something to Gibbering Barricade to draw a card and gain a life. But that's all they can do. And we pass the turn. I like playing it really slow when we have not only 1 but 2 board wipes in hand. Okay, a Cult Conscript. And just pass? Yeah, sure. Say hello to my Morrow. That also does live the Firestorm. Pass the turn. If we draw a blue source, all our blue sources are tapped, so that's okay, but not amazing. They swing with the Cult Conscript. I'm not sure what this trick implies, but we'll take it. Whatever it is. Battle Rage Blessing. I see. Well, that's a fair trick. I was not expecting that one. Territorial Morrow down. And next turn, do we want to just slam a Shivan Devastator or land Rada? I think I like the Shivan Devastator unless they have something. Oh, Urborg Repossession. Into Aether Channeler. Oh. Well, I guess Auto Tapper screwed them. Let's Shivan Devastator. Since we now have a blue source to kick Temporal Firestorm. Actually, they could have counter magic. Let's see, what are the counter spells in the set anyway? Essence Scatter and Negate. Yeah, let's just play Rada. Since they didn't play the Channeler, they might have a counter spell, so let's bait it out. Yeah, Essence Scatter. Thought so. Pass the turn. And then they're just going to play Gibbering Barricade. Aether Channeler, draw card. You go to 15. Ooh, they cast a kicked Pixie Illusionist. Into just passing. Wow, they've been holding back a lot. Well, I mean, they should be, but also I don't like it. Just cast Temporal Firestorm. Pass the turn. They can bring back the Cult Conscripts, which they don't. That's strange. Do they not hold up black mana? I don't remember. They cast an Aether Channeler. Creating 1/1. If we draw, like, planes off the top, we can cast Rith, cast Fires, and then instantly create a 4/4. I do like that. Okay, Meteorite works too. Let's cast Meteorite. This gives white mana for Rith next turn. Blow up Aether Channeler. And then just cast a Bog Badger. Yeah, a Bog Badger sounds good. They can bring back the Cult Conscripts. Sure thing. Playing the Bog Badger definitely helps with blocking the conscript. And then they swing with the Burb. We take damage from the Burb. This can only copy creatures you control. Yeah. Well, let's... Does this kick for 5? Well, we can't kick it. So I'm not even sure if we want to Fires. Let's just Shivan Devastator for... What is this? 5, 6, 7, 8. Hopefully they don't have counter magic here. We've already exhausted them of a ton of resources. Hopefully removal isn't one of them. Swing for 8. Extinguish the light, dang it. Well, that would have blown up Rith anyway, but they gain life too, which is also another bad thing. So let's just hope for an untapped land off the top, because that way we can kick Fires then, and then instantly get a dragon off of Rith. Unless they hold up mana for Barricade, which then we don't even get to deal the damage, nor do we get to draw a card. Oh, Fire Nado, cool. We cast Rith. This is beginning of your end step. No attacks. And I don't think we fires a victory anything because it's not, they're just going to sacrifice a barricade anyway. They sacrifice the Cold Conscripts. Draw a card, gain a life. We pass, that's fine. They cast Citizen's Arrest, dang it. Keep having removal spells. Turns out when you don't play many threats, their hand can only be full of removal. We played 4 pretty big threats with Territorial Morrow, Rada, Shivan Devastator. They just swing there. Yeah, let's just fires the victory it. Just kill it. We would want to kick it, but the spell's just going to fizzle anyway because of this barricade. They don't sacrifice? I'm confused. Well, let's tribute with kicker. Killing the barricade. And then fire NATO. Nah, we'll just hold and pass. Hold the fire NATO for something worthwhile rather than just killing an abomination. And we're willing to trade with the Bog Badger. And just kicking Hydromancer for 2 3/2s isn't bad. It's a little sad, but it's not bad. Another barricade. We just dealt with the first one. Come on. Okay, they pass. Well, let's fire NATO, I guess. They sacrifice the barricade in response. Makes sense. And then we pass the turn. Like, these barricades have gained them 7 life, if I'm... no, 4 life, because... I'm not sure how much life they've gained this game. We will take the Toxic Abomination damage. Yeah, they took 8 damage, right, from a Shivan Devastator attack. Not sure how much life they've gained. I'll probably check in the recording. Cast a Kicked Hydromancer. Essence Scatter that. Yikes. Well, that's annoying. Hopefully we draw Herd Migration soon. Because things aren't looking great for us. They cast Ellis Ill Core. That is definitely not good. And I think we have to trade with the Abomination here. We lose a life. Herd Migration. Urborg Repossession, even better. Cast with Kicker, get back Shivan Devastator and Morrow. Cast the Morrow. Pass a turn. Sure, getting back, like, Phyrexian Rager would have been fine, too. Dig a bit deeper. But I think the Morrow is really good. Just a big, beefy creature. I like here. Draw a land. Play that. Cast this for 5... 10, 11. Well, we have, like, a very fast clock. Swing with the Devastator. Late. Come on. So much removal. I just want my stuff to stick. Is that too much to ask? They cast a Griffin Protector. Okay, so we're going to have to trade off with Ellis Ilcor at this point. Glorious Vinewall. Well, let's see what we put to the bottom with this. Lightning Strike and Tolarian Terror. Okay, let's find the white source over the tap land. That way, we can get 5 creatures and have full domain. Chump block with the Vinewall. Yeah, there's just so much removal from them. Herd Migration. Perfect. Pass a turn. They cast a Frostfist Stride. How much tempo removals do they have? Essence Scatter, Aether Channeler, 2 Essence Scatter, Extinguish. Dang, their deck is sick. Yeah, I'm not sure how we get out of this one. Pass. Phyrexian Rager. If they have one more creature, we die. So they swing, go down to 1. And a Terror won't do it. GG's. Yeah, it's just so much removal. Ugh. What could we have done differently? In the Urborg Repossession, maybe we should have gotten back like a Hydromancer. Has some more late game stuff. But I'm not really sure there. They just had so much removal that even a kicked Hydromancer would have just been removed. GG's. Let's see if how many swamps am I running? I'm running 4 swamps. We just drew all of them. It was very unlikely for that to happen. On to the next game. On the play, this hand looks pretty good. We'll keep. We've got Mana Fixing. We've got a Threat Leader in the game with Sunbathing Rootwalla. And a good early creature. Tolarian Terror. You'll get cheaper eventually. Vinewall. We'll go find a white source. And we pass. We'll play the Plains and cast a Rootwalla. We'll hold the Crystal Grotto for as long as humanly possible, so we can get our Scribe more effectively. They cast a Soaring Drake. Just play Haunted Mire tapped for a guaranteed Elfheim Worm next turn. / Meteorite. Or try and push in with the Rootwalla for 5 damage. I like the Rootwalla plan, and the Crystal Grotto can scratch an untapped land. I don't think we want a Rager. Swing for 2. Activate the Rootwalla. Pass. And if we just don't draw an untapped land next turn, we can activate the Rootwalla again anyway, so not like we're losing too much. They kick a Branch Rider, no blocks. Activate, play Haunted Mire, swing for 5. Pass a turn. Sadly, nothing's in range of this Meteorite just yet. That's another Branch Rider. We'll chump block for now. They play their own Crystal Grotto. Yeah, things aren't looking great. Ooh, okay, full domain online. Let's cast an Elfheim Worm. And if we need chump block, we'll have to hold back. Just in case they have a removal spell. They play Yavimaya Coast. And if we have to block with Root Wall anyway now, they cast a Kick Deep to Amplifier. Yeah, this tempo is not looking very good for us. But a Temporal Firestorm will save us. Say goodbye to your board, OP. If you're wondering, oh, we have double red Crystal Grotto fixes. But Firestorm coming in clutch as the top deck. And now, nice clean board. They're at 10, we're at 5. They play a Kicked Sprouting Goblin. Well, we can Meteorite that. Oh, that's not good. That is very not good. Drag to the bottom. That's not drag to bottom. Meteorite. Blow up Goblin into Hydromancer. And Prey. This Lagomos is gonna kill me, isn't it? That 2-1 haste hurts so much. They cast a Hurler Cyclops. Swing, we're forced to block here. They can toss it at my face for 1. And then we just die. Yeah, Hurler Cyclops kills me. GG's. Ah, well. Well, we can only get so lucky. Temporal Firestorm there was a great draw, but couldn't get us out of that mess. On to the next game. On the draw, this hand looks fine. We can fix our mana with Crystal Grotto. We can cast Bog Badger without fixing. Tolarian Terrors have been a little underwhelming. But, so be it. Let's lead off with a Grotto. Just get the Scry. Sunbathing Root Wall is fine, but I don't think we really want it. We'd rather find our more powerful cards. They just pass. Well, we'll hold up Tribute to Urborg and pass a turn. They Impulse, sure. Dig them deep. Next turn we can Bog Badger. Just get a 3-3 in play. Ivy. Well, if they're playing Ivy, that means they have synergy with it, so we're killing it. I recently went to a pre-release, and I had an Ivy Gleeful Spell Thief and a Vesuvian Duplimancy. So I had like this weird spell list that had like 5 Balmors out at a time. It was really fun. They cast a Tide Pool Turtle. Huh. Looks like the perfect thing to tear asunder. And this also makes my Tolarian Terror cheaper, so I like the play. They play a Vine Shaper. Hey, that's a creature that we can't, or we don't want to Jaya's Firenado, and draws them a card. So I don't like it. White source? Not even a blue source. Swing for 3. Pass the turn. We don't want a Firenado at 2-2. We'd rather save it for something better. Another Vine Shaper? Okay. That's annoying. So, hold on. I want to... Let's gameplay... auto-sign combat damage. Perfect. So, play land, move to combat, swing with Bog Badger. They double block, of course. Let's assign combat damage to be 3-0. That way we deal excess damage. And then we cast Rith. End of turn, because we dealt excess damage, we create a 4-4. Something you want to do when using combat damage with Rith. So now we get an instant 5-5 and a 4-4. And just like that, they concede. GG's. The power of Rith. An auto concede. On to the next game. On the play, this hand is missing a whole lot of mana, so we're mulliganing. And same problem, and not even right colors. We'll have to mulligan again. Okay, this is better. We'll bottom a Terror and the Swamp. No, let's bottom the Mountain, because we need double black for Extinguish the Light. Yeah, that was some rough mulliganing, but hopefully some Rager and some bombs can draw us out of this. Herd Migration. We're probably just going to cycle that, / channel it, rather than cast it. They cast Weatherlight completed. We will Phyrexian Rager. Pass the turn. They play a Floriferous Vine Wall. I'm just going to call it a Vine Wall. So they just cast the Vine Wall, find a Sacred Peaks. Move to combat, swing for 2. They block and get to scry with their Weatherlight. This will this 4 more, it becomes a creature, so we'll just play a Molten Tributary and pass, then end turn cycle the Migration for a white source for Rith. Find our 1 plains. Play land for turn. Move to combat, swing for 2. Actually, let's play Elfhame Worm. It's safer than running out Rith into a possible removal spell. And this way we can also deal excess damage as well if they play a creature. Yep, Firenado. Well, the ward would have protected it anyway, but that's fine. If they keep killing our stuff, we can just Urborg Repossession it all back. Say hello to my Rith. Swing for 2. Pass. They cast their own Elfhame Worm. We will extinguish its light. They get to scry. Temporal Firestorm being close to being kicked. 1 more land. And we pass. They play a Floriferous Vine Wall. Into a swamp, into a Outrider. Sure. Move to combat. Swing with Rith. They just take it. Fair enough. We'll play a Tangled Islet. And we could buy back the worm, but I don't think we want to just yet. Like, we've got so much late game right now, and they're already nearly at 4 that I don't think it's worth it. And they concede. GG's. Yep, all nicely set up. We have Rith, so if they try and chump block with Outrider, we create a 4/4, which is another lethal threat. So yeah, on to the next game. On the draw, this hand looks fine. We've got a Rager. We're missing red, but Herd Migration can find that for us. Lead off with a Mire. They cast an Herbalist. Well, we'll play Plains, pass a turn. End of turn, Herd Migration. We don't... we have a red source, right? Yeah. Yeah, we don't have blue source is what we don't have. They cast a Splatter Goblin. And play a tap land. We will cycle our Herd Migration, go get a red source. Cast a Phyrexian Rager. And Fires a Victory. We shall win this game. We don't have any blue mana to kick the fires, nor do we have blue mana for Tolarian Terror, but I'm sure we'll find some blue mana eventually. They cast a Warhorse with no kicker, so I guess we are killing that with fires. Or Extinguish. I think Extinguish can hit more stuff. even though fires can possibly be kicked, we'll just kill the Warhorse. Pass the turn. I'm interested that they don't want to trade with the Phyrexian Rager, and that is why Archangel Wrath. Well, let's hope that we find a board wipe soon. Drag to the bottom would be our best bet. Well, until then, land a Shivan Devastator. Or just kill their Archangel. Let's Shivan Devastator. No attacks, pass the turn. And now we have a 4/4 flyer to block their Archangel. And can also... Oh, boo, Sleeper Agent. Well, I guess we're Extinguished Light the Archangel. Yeah, that didn't pan out too well. And another Spider Goblin. Yeah, board wipe. Amaro. Just extinguish its light, pass the turn. And just top deck a drag. That's all we gotta do. Come on, drag. Come on, drag. Drag. Tear asunder. Well, I think that might be game. We have an 8/8 Morrow, but that can only go for so long. Yeah. Good game. We'll concede there. Yeah. Oh well. We didn't draw our 2 board wipes, or the man had cast the Temporal Firestorm anyway, but it was a kind of cool deck. Had some nice palmy cards, was pretty controlling, but it didn't pan out as we wanted to, but that's fine. If you enjoyed the gameplay, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. It means so much to me. And I will see you all next time. Have a great day.